Before we start today's video, John was finishing cleaning the solar last night with this trick cherry picker, so there's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of a beast that how far it folds up. I think it fits through a doorway as well. Maybe 17 metres maybe. Doesn't really weigh much more than a ladder, but it can go up that high. 2 and a bit ton, I think it is. I presume it can plug in as well and run on electric. We've realised one of the bolts in the clutch is missing, so Rob's took one out, so I'm going to go to the bolt shop and get one because we can't find it anywhere. It's probably been tidied up over the last 2 years since it's been in here. So he's putting some of the hydraulics back together while I go and get a bolt. And then we'll get it started up. James has got odd wellies on because the dog keeps running off them, so we've got 3 wellies, none of them are pairs. Oh! Let's go get these bolts. Just been to Bocker Bolts, and to be fair, they normally always have stuff, but they didn't have them today, which is annoying. Anyway, he's given me the sizes so I can try and find them either online or somewhere else. So really helpful, but yeah, normally they do have them bolts in stock. Can't get one, been to 3 places. Let's try this now. See how long this is holding the valve on. Might drop right down there, so it might be the same length. Oh, that looks pretty promising. Where is it, Rob? Do we always cut a bit off it, can't we?
Well, yeah.
Is it the same thread? Looks it, doesn't it?
We'll find out.
Not really feeling it today. I got a bit of a headache, and I think it's because I didn't drink enough yesterday. I spent most of the day yesterday thirsty. I was just running about a bit. So I'm going to go and have my dinner in the house. Charlotte's neck's not a lot better, or her shoulder, whatever it is. Oscar's going to brush up in a minute with the solace, get some of this wood chip off the yard, and I'll have a few paracetamol. Hopefully it'll stop me head hurting. Anyway, cereals next week. Who's going? Let us know in the comments. Thank you everyone yesterday for the comments. There were so many. I'm going to see if there's a way of getting AI to read them and compile them into some sort of spreadsheet, because it'll take a few hours, if not longer, to read through all the comments. 884 at the moment and still rising. Big job on now. We're all going to look for this bolt that we can't find, because the one we found that we could use as a replacement's a bit long. So we're going to pull the tractor out into the middle of the workshop and look underneath it. Everyone's determined they're going to find it. Yeah, we'll wheel it back, see if we can find a bolt underneath. If not, Ian's got a...
No, they're all massive.
Unfortunately, Ian's not got... We're going to tap that one that's too long. Where's the one that's too long, Rob?
We'll need a proper clutch bolt. Same rated.
Yeah.
Keep it strength.
It's just not in there at all, is it? No.
No.
It's so annoying. It's got to be here somewhere.
Of course it is. Look at somewhere.
Right, if I lift now... Get all the stuff off the front wheel. We'll roll it out, drop it back on axle stands, and see if we can find a missing bolt. We're going to start it up hopefully in a bit, but we just want to get a bolt in that clutch first. The bolt just fell off there, but I don't think it's the right one. It's only been parked there for 2 years.
We're getting the bucket now.
Could have got kicked under there or anything though, couldn't it?
Almost good.
Right, that's the bell housing plate back on. We can get that clutch bolt in through there when we get one, so we'll have to order one.
So what about these?
Don't know. Good question. Probably in here.
We'll dry it and put it in the office clean, so I can get switch clean. Where the bolts all these wrong. Right.
Would this bolt be the right length? Because it goes through that and that into that. It might be a 4.5-inch bolt. We'll see in a minute whether it'll come out past the diesel tank. Looks a bit short. Yeah, one's 1/2 inch too long and one's 1/2 inch too short. Rob's put a battery on, he's just going to see if it's going to crank over and then we can check the gearbox. I've got a Zoom meeting in 3 minutes, so he's just going to try it now. And then if it is, it's not in 4-wheel drive, is it? Go. Not engaging on the... Oh well, it's turning over.
That'll do.
We'll get a temporary fuel tank on it. Just on a Zoom for GB News about the spending review that's coming out on the 12th of June, because they're obviously going to cut the Elms budget again, so another blow to agriculture. Anyway, this is my take on it.
Now elsewhere, the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is facing fresh accusations that she's betraying British farmers after reports emerged she's considering scaling back the Environmental Land Management Scheme. It rolls off the tongue, but it provides financial support to farmers to protect nature on their land.
Yes, so this is being seen as a bit of a sign that the government doesn't get farmers, really. And even Jeremy Clarkson appears baffled by all this government support for farmers.
It's remarkably simple to be a farmer, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to be a whiz at regulation, don't you? Should we speak to Olly Harrison, an actual farmer, a real-life farmer, on this story? Olly, thank you very much for coming on. What impression are you getting from Rachel Reeves on all this? Because more money taken away from farmers, how exactly might this affect you?
Well, it's not really taken away from farmers, it's taken away from the environment. So it's not good for anyone, really. You know, they call it a public money for public good, which is what the ELM scheme was about, Elm scheme. And now it's just, it looks like it's going to be halved by the sound of things. And are they going to use the powers to compulsory purchase it and hand the environmental land management over to builders? I mean, who better place than farmers that have looked after the environment for years? It's just madness. And I just plea, if they're watching, can they please just come and meet with some farmers and get a greater understanding for the countryside? They could be the saviour of the countryside, but at the moment they're just making so many wrong decisions through lack of understanding. It's frankly embarrassing.
Why do you think it is? I mean, I keep looking at the Environment Department for Food and Rural Affairs, and I keep thinking the guy in charge is an MP for Croydon in South London. The farming minister is the MP for Cambridge, not a particularly agricultural, urban constituency. And then you've got the Chancellor in Central Leeds. You've got the Prime Minister in Holborn and St Pancras. I mean, none of these people who are making decisions here represent a rural seat or have particular connections to farmland and farmers.
Well, that's exactly it. I think the closest they've been to the countryside is the motorway or the train network. The Chancellor's husband himself is quite high up within DEFRA, so I don't understand exactly what's going on, but they just need to come and meet with farmers, meet with the NFU, and we can talk about all this, and they can get something that works for everyone, and everyone's happy. Because at the moment, I think they're just thinking we've lost the rural vote, so we'll just carry on.
Now, Olly, just lastly, you're not going to abandon Britain for France, are you? Because I don't know if you saw, but a farming family have been in the press this week. They're saying that they've had enough. They're going to go to France because the conditions over there are going to be better for farmers than they are here.
They're amongst a lot. Everyone's thinking. I mean, to be fair, I don't speak French. If I went somewhere and speak an English-speaking country, maybe like New Zealand, Australia, or Canada. But I mean, we had the lady over the other day from the US. They're investing in farmers. They see farmers as crucial for saving the economy. Everything that we import food-wise is money that's left the UK economy and never going to be seen again. And also, we can't export our nature. We can look after it here. It's one thing that the NGOs are actually agreeing with farmers on. We've got a great countryside. There's a lot of it, what is left, around the cities, and it needs to be protected. And you can't do that by cutting it off at the knees. And do we want building companies in charge of looking after nature? They're only looking after one thing, and that's on to the next job, isn't it? A quick turnaround.
OK, well, Olly Harrison, thanks indeed for talking us through what seems to be another barrage from the government against the farming community.
Yeah, also such so confusing, isn't it? Anyway, following the publication of this story, a government spokesperson has been urged not to publicly comment on reports on the specifics of the spending review until its completion next month. OK, so no comment at this stage.
Absolutely bonkers. I just wish they'd come and have some conversation with some farmers. I think there's a grain wagon here now for wheat. I'm going to go and see how Rob's getting on with the 1690. See if he's got it running. Go. Got air in it again. He did have it running a minute ago while I was on the Zoom. Is that not quite in the drink, is it not? That one's not in the drink, if that helps. Or was that the return? That one's only just in. Nearly. To the gearbox. Nicely full of oil. Oh, sweet. Did that not the oil coming out of them pipes?
Sorry?
Did there not the oil coming out of them pipes?
I'll bleed it now, so I'll flatten that off. That'll start to come through in a minute.
Yeah. Can't run it for too long because there's no water in it, because there's no radiator on it, obviously. Proper. The smell brings back memories. Just trying to make sure oil's coming out of these because we're not at the moment. I think there's something in there we've got to take apart.
I've just bled the hydraulic system. You just loosen off these unions here, run the engine until it's just straight hydraulic fluid pumping
Working
through.
with the guy in Ireland explaining what to do when we take that cover off. Because there's hidden bolts in there. That in there, there's a little thing that you take off, and apparently that's the oil pickup for them pipes. So we're just going to see what's going on. That looks like a flooded indoor arena to me. I've been messing around with a gutter for someone that turned out to be a drain that's flooding their arena. Anyway, back here now, Rob has had all that apart. The pipe that goes in there fastens onto the other end of that. And that all seems to be working fine, but it's not finding its way there. So has anyone got any other ideas, or is it just we need to get all the air out the system before it'll start to do it? The bolt and the clutch we can put in through here. We're gonna have to order one unless anyone's got one. It's I'll show you on the screen now what it is. I've got a picture of it somewhere. And then we'll fasten that into the clutch. That's all okay. Put the lid on the gearbox once we know we've got oil through. Take it out and then clean it to absolute death, and any loose paint we'll have to try and rub off. We don't want to shot blast it because we don't want to drive any sort of grit into any of these bits and bobs. So we'll steam clean it to bits, rub down anything that we need to, but it is pretty smooth. It's not like bubbly paint like some tractors go. And then we can order the paint up. Probably shot blast the wheels because they are a bit flaky. Actually, no, not as bad as I thought. Get all the red done, and then we can then start on the cab, on the bonnet, and then there we go. It's refurbed, but yeah, we're just worried we've not got the oil coming out of these pipes yet. Well, obviously when it's running, the oil will go everywhere, but we thought with the engine going and the hydraulic pump driving on the front, that should start to let oil out of here. So, because obviously it does these bearings as well, see. But there's hydraulic going through because it lifted the link arms as well. Not really rain today, so we're back on the birthday bumper on the Bateman. We've got Riley Stevens is 5, Amy Peterson is 9, Milton Ashworth 29, Rio Lanzaretti, I think it's pronounced, is 40, and Archie Vernoom, I think it's pronounced. It's his birthday as well, so happy birthday everyone on there. £91,338, all raised for the ambulance. It's been so windy today. Isn't that bad in the yard because we're sheltered by the buildings, but the trees have been going mental. In fact, I'll show you in a second. Can you see them there? The direction it's coming from is quite sheltered because of the embankment over the motorway and the feet and the barns. But yeah, really windy, so no fertiliser being spread today. Got a little bit more to get on. Anyway, gonna end the video today. Sorry, I've not been feeling it, but just, yeah, need another drink of water now, I think. But thanks for watching if you've made it this far. Thanks to everyone that commented yesterday as well. And let us know how you're feeling today as a percent. I'm probably 70% because I've got a headache. How are you feeling? See you later.